Alright, guys, I'm back with, some unfortunate news. Some really unfortunate news. I'm gonna be talking about this. You guys can see here that there is a McDonald's here and all that. And I'm gonna talk about that. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking about McDonald's and all that, and kinda like where they're at right now and all that. If you guys haven't already, remember to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, make sure you guys are still subscribed, and all that, because, I've heard some people have had problems with that, and all that, and, I actually been having problems getting notified, with some videos and stuff, too. So, yeah, make sure you guys have that, too. And all that. And whatnot. But, yeah, I don't have really a lot else to say. But just a heads up, I might be ranting a lot in this video, because I am quite pissed about this stuff. But, I really do want to talk about it. So, yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and, get into this. Let's go ahead and talk about this. So, McDonald's, as you guys know, has been, honestly, not very good anymore. McDonald's is really shitty now. Like, they are shit. They have hardly anything on their menus and all that, their menus are very tiny now, and all that. I mean, they got some stuff, they still have a couple of their McFlurries and stuff like that, but they don't really have a lot of that anymore, and all that, and the McDonald Land characters, they sometimes use them, but it feels a little more like marketing and less like appealing to people, like they don't seem to care about it, and all that. And then we got McDonald's here, fucking getting rid of these unique locations and demolishing them and stuff. Yeah. So right here, the reason why I'm bringing this up here is because I think this is actually the last McDonald's in Missouri that was like this. And I say like this because they fucking demolished it too. Yeah, they fucking demolished it too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Missouri. I think it's Kansas City, Missouri. I can't remember. But yeah, they fucking demolished this location too, at least a week or two ago. I don't know exactly when, because I didn't find any news articles on it. But I saw a review and all that from, not that long ago, and all that. So, it says temporarily closed, but it's actually gone, because I did find some pictures on it. The reviewer didn't post any pictures. I actually had to go into the updates to actually find the photos. I had to go to the updates to find it, and all that. But this is the problem. This is why I fucking load McDonald's anymore. This is why I load them. Because they keep doing this shit. They keep doing this. And I mean, I shouldn't care, or I should say, people are probably like, why should I care? Why should anybody care? And all that. And I'm like, the reason why people are upset about this is because everything looks boring now. It doesn't look interesting and all that. And I will clarify, this location, the dining room and stuff, it didn't look the greatest. But it was really cool looking. It had a fucking sunroof. Yeah, you guys see this picture right here. There's a sunroof in it. And all that, and, it's fucking gone. They got rid of it, And why do they do that? Because they fucking don't care about this stuff anymore. They care about, just making cheap-ass buildings and stuff like that. And, it pisses me off. At this point, McDonald's is not even a recognizable brand anymore. Like, it's fucking completely gone from what it was originally. McDonald's used to be a place and all that. I mean, originally it was just another fast food place and all that. It did have, its uniqueness with its golden arches and all that, that went around the building and stuff. But, as the 70s came along, they started, bringing McDonald's land because they were trying to make it different and stuff, and it was really cool. That's where these kind of designs came from. But now it's like they barely use the characters anymore and all that, and most of their restaurants, none of them really use the characters at all anymore. I think a couple locations still have it, that have gotten remodeled or something, like the UFO one and the world's biggest McDonald's in Florida, it has it, because they actually remodeled the UFO one, and then they tore down the original one, which people are pissed about that too, because they tore down a really unique one and then made it not as good by taking away a lot of the arcade machines and stuff. There's still arcade machines in it, but not as many and all that. It's a lot, smaller and all that. I mean, it's still big, but not as big as it was and all that. And, that's the thing, though. They keep doing that stuff. It's like they're trying to make it more modern and more boring and shit and all that. And it pisses me off. And I got people out here trying to say, well, that they want kids to eat healthy, and this shit is pushing kids not to eat healthy. And I'm like, number one, you guys don't have to force your kids to go to McDonald's. I mean, yeah, I guess your kids would like to go to McDonald's. But, number two, the thing is, though, is, this stuff, adults can like this stuff too. I'm an adult, and I like this stuff, and all that. I like the McDonald's land characters. I want to see them come back in the restaurants, and I want more of these locations to get come back. I want more of them to come back, or, keep the remaining ones going, and all that. And then, the third reason, they could probably put, more options on the food menu, which I guess would be more a McDonald's thing. But that's the thing, though. I hate how people are using fucking kids as an excuse to get rid of something fun like this. I hate it. I really do hate it. I hate it so much. I'm sorry, but I do. I don't think it's fair to use kids, kids against, something like this. Because, again, adults can enjoy this stuff, too. Lots of adults miss this stuff themselves. They make videos about it. And it's just ridiculous. Like I said, it's ridiculous. And all that. And this shit right here is really hurting the fast food industry. The fast food industry is struggling. Which I'm going to talk about that in a second. Because I was going to make this in a separate video, but I figured I'm talking about this here, I'll bring it up here, because I've already kind of talked about it with Hardee's and, Wendy's, so I'll talk about it in a second, but the thing is, though, I wanted to bring this up, too, that McDonald's could be keeping some of these around, because even when they went to this design, they still kept the other ones around, they still kept their looks and stuff. But now they're remodeling all these locations. They're getting remodeled and stuff like that. They're disappearing. They're just disappearing. And the reason why I found out this one, by the way, was gone, I'm going to tell you guys why, because I was actually going to make a video showcasing the Louisiana. There's a Louisiana Popeyes chicken place in Kansas too, but I couldn't get it to pull up. But I did look at this and found out, yeah, it's gone. They shut it down. This one actually didn't have any warning that they were shutting it down. I saw it. I saw the other one was like this. So which, by the way, apparently it's still pulling up on maps. It wasn't, but it is. But it has a new design too. But it was demolished too. So both of these ones have been demolished. I don't know why they are demolishing them. Why not leave them here so other restaurants could take over, Why are they demolishing them, I don't understand that. I really don't understand why they can't just leave them there for other people to buy them, I guess McDonald's probably doesn't want to pay fucking taxes or something maybe to run the building or let it sit there. But I'm like, again, you guys are throwing away a bunch of money. You could probably sell the property off to somebody else or something like that. I mean, they do this all the time. Trust me, it's very rare you'll find a McDonald's abandoned. I mean, you'll find Burger Kings and Wendy's and all of that stuff abandoned, but McDonald's, they're very rare to come across. Because most of the time, they'll get tore down because they'll build ones next door, But that's the thing, though. Like I said, they kept the original designs, in the past, because even in Kansas and all that, they had one there, as well, which actually that's where the Louisiana Burger King, or not Louisiana, I mean I'll just call it Popeyes because it's a Louisiana kitchen thing, but it's called Popeyes. It was like a more of a diner looking one and not one of these box designs. So it looked more like an actual diner. It was pretty cool. And it also had a sunroof in it too, ironically. It had a sunroof too, but yeah, I'm just saying, that basically, like I'm saying, they kept him before and all that, but that one was also, when they remodeled it, they did keep that stuff, which is why, again, I don't understand why they can't keep these roofs here. These, I think they're called mustard roofs or something like that. They have, that's what they're called. I don't know what the original ones are called or what the new ones are called, but I guess, they have names for the type of buildings they used, but back in I think 2019 or 2020, because that's when I discovered, because 2019, they still had its older design and it had the old stuff in it, but then 2020 hit and they completely remodeled it. They fucking remodeled it, and that's kind of the thing. But yeah, I noticed the new CEO has been pushing really hard at this stuff too. Because I didn't know this because I haven't been paying a lot of attention to the CEOs that have come in and out of McDonald's. But, well, this shit has started before that. But I noticed the new CEO is fucking doubling and tripling down on this shit. And, it's gonna end up biting them in the ass. I'm gonna tell you guys, it's gonna fucking bite them in the ass. Because McDonald's is already losing customers. They are. I mean, I still see people eating there. But trust me, it is not as packed as it once was. And I know because McDonald's was once my favorite fast food place. It's not anymore. It's probably one of the worst. It's probably up there with Wendy's as probably one of the fucking worst fast food places ever. I mean, maybe some people might like Wendy's, but Wendy's doesn't really have a lot to offer either. And their food's not the greatest either. I mean, McDonald's, I may say, their food's a little bit better, but they're getting there. They're getting there with Wendy's. They're both really bad. Because McDonald's, some of their food's not tasting as good anymore. It's like they changed stuff around with their apples well, I guess they've been like this, but they're not really that good and all that anymore. And I'm just I could get food somewhere else and all. I don't think I've ate at McDonald's in a while. I guess take that back. I did go get something there, I think, when my mom went there to get coffee, but I barely eat McDonald's anymore. Like I said, I'm pretty much done with them. They're not the same anymore. They're not the McDonald's that I grew up with. They're not even fucking McDonald's anymore. I don't even know what the hell they are. I'm like, are they a Starbucks thing? Which I guess maybe what they're trying to appeal with, but I'm like, again, they're not fucking Starbucks. And I want to clarify, Starbucks isn't doing as well either. Starbucks is actually struggling too. Because that's the problem, It's like these fast food places are all trying to, appeal to... it's kind of like, if you think about it, it's kind of like, Hollywood, if you think about it. Hollywood was going around trying to chase all these, streaming and stuff, and they all wanting to be Netflix, and then they ended up backfiring. And even Netflix is Netflix isn't doing terrible, but I've heard they've been kind of struggling a little bit too with some stuff because, they don't really have their own content, but also Also, I mean, they have content, but they don't have their own content, but they, still, they were kind of more like a cheaper version of cable and stuff and all that, but then everybody pulled their stuff off of there and it kind of hurt them a little bit, but then they started making their own stuff, but, yeah, I'm just saying, but that's the problem. Everybody was trying to be Netflix, and it ended up not working out as well as they were hoping for. And that's what's happening with fast food right now. And I'm going to tell you guys right now that Pizza Hut is now in trouble too. Well, Pizza Hut's been in trouble, but they've gotten worse. Since 2020 hit, they have gotten a lot worse. Because they did what McDonald's did here. They decided, to like basically shut down their indoor restaurants and all that and basically turn themselves into just like a place where you get your pizza to go and all that, and not really a dining room and all that. So they tried to be Domino's and stuff like that, and that's the problem. It did not work. It's not working because they're not that, and they basically did what McDonald's is doing here. They took everything that kind of made them Pizza Hut, and then they're not Pizza Hut anymore. They're just like, they're like anything else anymore, and that's the problem and all that, and that's where McDonald's is coming in too. And I want to clarify this too. I was thinking, like, how would the nerd word it on Robot Chicken? Oh yeah, he would say like, he basically, on that Christmas special, he was talking about how, the Grinch, like the Jim Carrey Grinch, and all that, took, the greatest, cartoon and basically pissed in its mouth. And all that, and that's basically how I feel about fucking McDonald's, the new CEO took the greatest, fast food place of all time and they fucking pissed in its mouth. I know it's not really probably the greatest, way of, trying to explain something, but that's true. That's how I look at it. And I'm gonna say this too, speaking of that, I actually didn't mind the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, but, I'm just saying, whenever I watch that, that special and stuff, that's what I think about. I think about that clip, and I think about this, and, just thinking about, like, what these corporations are doing here and all that, and I just hate it. Like, I do hate it, and all that, and I don't, like I said, I barely go to McDonald's anymore, because I'm like, they're not McDonald's anymore, they're not, and I don't care if other people are like, trying to say, oh, you're just overreacting, or you're just a hater and this and that. I don't care. I'm like, if you like the modern stuff, that's fine, but McDonald's is not fucking modern. It was different, it was something different, and it's not McDonald's anymore. It's not. And especially when you got fucking people that are rude and stuff at these places. A lot of them are rude. Not all of them, but a lot of McDonald's are rude. I'm just like, I don't want to eat there much anymore, I'm just like, I'm just about done with them, I mean, maybe I might go in, to some and all, because, I still would like to video, one of them in Colombia, because, it looks a little bit unique, but I was actually on my journey to record all of them, but I quit doing it because all these McDonald's don't look interesting anymore. They look very dull, so I kind of just quit doing it, but I was actually on a journey to do all the McDonald's I've been to, and then I quit doing it, and all that, but, speaking of McDonald's, I did record this one. I did not go inside of it, though, because this one was, I will say, this McDonald's was in a shadier side of, Kansas City. I will say that. It was like, it's kind of like, the St. Louis and stuff like that. It's like a very, I don't know if you guys heard, stories about that, because, Missouri is kind of, known for having some very big crime cities, because St. Louis is one of the biggest cities in the U.S. It's a pretty big city, but My thing is, though, is, Kansas City, has that too, but Kansas City, had this and all that. But I've actually noticed that too, by the way. I've actually noticed that a lot of these locations here, that don't get remodeled are in a lot of shittier spots. There's actually an old, Papa John's, which I did video that, by the way. I actually did video that. That was in, Columbia, and, this one wasn't a standalone building, but it was an older design and all that. And most Papa John's anymore do not have, they're in, like, they don't even have their own buildings anymore. They're kind of just partnered up with other places. But I've definitely noticed that trend a lot, So if you see, you might find more of this stuff, somewhere else, but I'm just saying, it's kind of weird and all that. That's kind of the case. But I knew this one was on its way out, especially after the other one got demolished last year. I knew this one was going to be there. And, yep, it's gone, like I said. And there could be maybe some other locations, because Springfield, Missouri also had a Red Roof McDonald's, which that one I actually went in and videoed it inside and out. I did do that. I did it inside and out. That was attached to a gas station, so it was one of those more unique locations. It was kind of like, I liked their little, I liked their dining room a little bit with stuff on the walls and stuff, but it wasn't nothing, super duper fancy. But again, the thing is, the roofs and all that, that's kind of where I feel like it's really, at with McDonald's. But yeah, I will say, I feel like even these kind of roofs, I noticed a lot of them didn't really have much of the characters and stuff in them, but they still were featuring them a lot back in the day, and they don't really do it much anymore. But I think they need to feature them a lot more. Like, I definitely think they need to, like, put some portraits on the wall or something, on, like, make it look more fancy. Give people more of a reason to go inside their places, because it is going to bite you guys in the ass. It is, and I'm just like, and all that. It's just ridiculous, but that's just kind of how it is. But Missouri, I think, is pretty much gone with these locations. And then we have New York. I hear New York has actually 2 unique locations. They actually have a normal one, like, that was like this, but, it actually was an older design, like a really old design. And then there was actually one in, actually on the islands, I think, or something like that, that actually has a play area in it, and it has the colorful seats and stuff in it. Like, they're actually, like, there's, like, I think, red, yellow, and blue seats and stuff. They look really nice. I said the colors are really nice. And that's what people want, Like, I don't know why they can't just give that, especially the seats. I'm like, you could probably go buy those seats somewhere, But I don't know. I'm just saying, But I do think this is not a very good thing. I think this is going to end up biting them in the ass, because, we're starting to see a lot of these places struggling. We're seeing that. We're seeing, like, places like, we saw Pizza Hut struggling because they tried to change themselves, to where they're not Pizza Hut anymore. And we've seen that happen with Wendy's. Wendy's is not doing well. Wendy's is doing bad, actually. Wendy's is doing really bad. Pizza Hut, at least they're surviving, but Wendy's is doing really bad. Heck, the Wendy's up here where we're at, it's not packed hardly at all. It even has a Dairy Queen and all that, and there's a Dairy Queen over there, which Dairy Queen is very expensive, though. They're kind of expensive too, but I think you can still get food cheaper there than what they cost at Wendy's. And then they have a Sonic too. I actually go to Sonic more than than Dairy Queen, because they have better, cheaper options for me. But I was going into Dairy Queen because I was videoing them remodeling, because they remodeled it too. But looking through the window, it looks like they still kept the pictures of it, just painted it. So they painted it. Of course, it's all the freaking gray color, but it looked like in the inside they at least put some effort into it by putting some blue and stuff where the bathrooms are at. So it looked like they put a little bit effort in there. And like I said, the paintings, it looks like they might have been in there. I don't know, I have to go back to it. Because I may make a video talking about that too. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about fast food a lot because it just makes me kind of sad to see kind of where it's at. I kind of want to remember, times when it was good. It's kind of like Hollywood and stuff too. I just want to remember the times when the stuff's good. It's just really hard when you got to see your favorite stuff get destroyed, But I do think they left the paintings on the wall because I was actually going to offer to get one from them because they looked like they were getting rid of them, but it seems like they kind of kept it. But I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that kind of happened and stuff. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. But we'll see if any of the others survive. But I think they really are on their way to just remodeling all of them. Because like I said, them and Wendy's both have been going out of their way to like remodel all their locations. Because at least with like Burger King and Dairy Queen, Dairy Queen still have some older designs too. But yeah, Burger King, Dairy Queen, and even Pizza Hut, despite their stupid changes, what they did to a lot of these locations, by, getting rid of the buffets and shrinking them into simple box designs. A lot of them, are still around. You can still find a lot of the buffet ones and stuff. So there is that, But everything else, though, like I said, it's pretty much just gone. Like, they're pretty much, like I said, they're getting rid of a lot of the Wendy's and McDonald's and stuff like that. And, Taco Bell, too. Taco Bell is kind of harder to come across, too. Actually, last year they shut down one of the original Taco Bell designs, which I think there was like 9 of them. I don't know if that's still the case or not. I don't know when I heard that. But yeah, they are getting rid of a lot of the Taco Bell designs too. I heard the original one is saved though. They actually saved it. It's in New York, so they saved it. They actually tore it up from the ground in California and carried it all the way across the U.S., so that's pretty crazy. But yeah, it's pretty much becoming impossible to find a lot of these, though. And I mean, McDonald's, too. McDonald's, too, is the same thing. There is one McDonald's, though, in California that's like that. But the way California has been going and getting expensive and people are leaving it, I don't know how long it'll be there either. It's actually like a museum-ish place. But McDonald's actually doesn't own it, so I don't think they can remodel it. They're not allowed to, but it's pretty much the same thing it was in the past. I think a storm did hit it or something like that. I think it was that location. I can't remember. That I heard about, but oh no, I don't think it was. Was it that one? No, I think it was a different one. Oh no, wait, the museum I think was next door. No, this was I think because there are a few of them that still remain, but they are very rare to come across it. Because, like I said, McDonald's is getting very desperate to remodel all of them. But I just want them to fire this CEO. This CEO is terrible. Like, I'm sorry, he is terrible. Like, he's taking away everything that made it, McDonald's and all that. And I heard, things like, he was calling people out and about, and talking about how they don't want to eat at the places anymore. And all it's our fault because they're losing businesses and stuff and all that. And I'm like, that's definitely right there a red flag and tells you guys right there that, they know having a CEO like that tell you that makes you not want to eat there at all, But yeah, I'm sorry this video has been long, but yeah, I'm really pissed about this shit. I really am. Like, I am so just done with it. I'm just like, and I mean, yeah, I have videos and stuff with memories, but I'm just like, I just hate it. Like, I just hate seeing this stuff, because I'm like, I want to go back to what made McDonald's and stuff great in the past, and all these other places. But we clearly cannot have that anymore now, can we? But I'm going to go ahead and let things go from here. But I guess if you guys have any, unique McDonald's, you can let me know. Or I guess you can have people video them before they're gone forever. But, yeah, it's pretty much just, pretty much gone at this point. Like I said, there's not really a lot left. But, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this video go, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye.